Good morning, everyone. My name is Miss Jody Marie Arhaji, the Sorsogon National High School Guidance Counselor, and I am here to discuss to you how to overcome academic burnout. So, are you feeling less motivated than the usual? Are you more exhausted and irritable? Are you less inspired and less creative in doing your schoolwork? Now, you may have academic burnout, which is a very real condition that can be diagnosed and can be treated with the right steps. Now, first, we define academic burnout. Now, academic burnout can be defined as a negative emotion, physical and mental reaction to prolonged study that results in exhaustion or pagkapagod, frustration, lack of motivation, and reduced ability in school. Now you may ask, what does burnout look like? Now burnout doesn't always appear as painful desperation as many of you might think it is. Now some signs of burnout include feeling cynical about the way your life is going. Paulit-ulit na lang. The conviction that nothing you do matters. Walang halaga ang ginagawa natin. And a pervasive sense of helplessness or worthlessness. Now, you might say, no matter how hard I work, I can't keep up. I'm wasting my time here. Or you might say, I'm exhausted and I never get enough sleep even if I wanted to. Also, you may ask yourself, am I in the right place? Am I with the right people? And also, you might say, I dread Mondays, I hate Mondays, and I feel apathetic about living. Now, the first part of treating academic burnout is recognition and acknowledgement of the condition, now followed by some serious commitment to change your current habits. You can overcome academic burnout and prevent it from happening again. I'll explain to you later how can you do this, plus the best tips for avoiding burnout altogether. First, we discuss the signs of burnout. Okay? You might want to check yourself if you have one of these signs. So, syempre, nag-start na ang ating pasukan. Now, signs of burnout include you feel that every day is always a bad day, is such a horrible day, that nothing can go right and everything can always go wrong. Okay? You feel disinterested or you feel apathy about work or study. You find yourself engaging in escapist behavior. You try to escape everything, such as drinking or excessive smoking or probably overeating. You also try to develop a short temper, no? And constant negative outlook. You always try to perceive and see life from the perspective of negativity. Parang wala nang positive na mangyayari sa atin. You also experience physical symptoms like heart palpitations, shortness of breath, chronic headaches, or sleeplessness. These are the psychosomatic conditions that you might be experiencing when you have burnout. Or you might always wish that you could just disappear or quit. And also, you constantly delay work or you procrastinate or you self-sabotage. Yung procrastination means this is what we call the mamaya na habit, okay? We always put off for tomorrow what we can do today. We procrastinate, and that is such a dangerous habit. Of course, we feel extreme hatred or resentment towards your colleagues or classmates or everyone you tend to meet. Parang ayaw nyo na makipaghalubilo. Other signs of burnout also include you feel exhausted no matter how much sleep you get, resulting to fatigue and insomnia. Natulog naman ako ng maayos, bakit pagod pa rin ako? Okay? You lack motivation to attend classes or even to start assignment. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is to start. No? But uh, when you fail to start, then you're beginning to fail. Now, lashing out at others and increased irritability due to frustration. This is a very natural scenario, no? When we are frustrated, lahat na lang na makikita natin, parang kaaway na natin. And we are irritable. Also, we lack inspiration and creativity to bring to projects and class discussions. We tend to lose our confidence in academic abilities, and sometimes we are incapable to meet deadlines, the most important deadlines. And of course, we have here the increased pain and tension in your body, which can be manifested as headaches, sore muscle aches, jaw tension, and even stomach aches. You can also have a higher frequency of illness because of stress and exhaustion. Dahil pagod na tayo at stress out na, mas prone tayo sa sakit. Okay, so we also have here the increase in bad habits such as overeating, staying up way too late, nail biting, or any other habit you tend to acquire when you are so stressed or not taking care of yourself. Also, we have here the inability to concentrate, or you lack focus on schoolwork or lectures, or even attending to your needs. You always tend to feel bored or uninterested in aspects of school or areas of leisure that you used to enjoy. Parang hindi ka na natutuwa sa nangyayari sa buhay mo. And of course, we cannot undermine the feelings of anxiety and depression. Okay? Now, if you start to recognize some of the symptoms above in yourself, it's time to make changes before you experience full-blown academic burnout. We don't want that to happen. Also, if you have a heavy semester or uh, um, study load coming up, you may be worried about getting burnt out and looking to prevent it from the start. Well, it's good for you. No, there are many easy ways you can change your habits and lifestyle to prevent burnout in school. Okay. Now, burnout often causes you to feel as if the entire world is against you. Parang wala nang pwedeng magandang mangyari. You might think that your situation is rigged, parang plinano ng disaster sa buhay mo, and that you're being crushed under the massive weight of that horrible thing we call life. So instead, now we see life as a beautiful thing. We see life as a horrible thing because of the situation and the circumstances that continue to happen. Now, burnout is not something you can recover from in 3 easy peasy steps. It can take weeks, months, or even years. Now, in order to begin the process of healing, you'll have to recognize the signs of your body and mind give you once you're really at the edge. Lagi po ang katawan natin, ang ating isipan or ang ating mental state, lagi yan ang may mga red flags sa atin. Now, we have to consider para it will not be too late for us. You might ask me, what causes burnout? Ako meron lang ako isang sagot. It's the conflict between expectation versus reality. Okay? Mahirap kasi pagka meron tayong inaasahang bagay and then yung inaasahan natin yun, hindi naman nangyayari. So that's when burnout begins. Burnout tends to begin when we lack control. Okay? What else? When we receive insufficient reward. Okay? Masyado nang madami yung ating study load or workload, hindi pa tapos yung isa, meron na namang isa, patong-patong na. We feel that unfair ang buhay sa atin, unfair ang lahat sa atin. Okay? What else? You feel unsafe and paranoid in your space. Okay? We try to suspect that everyone is doing something against us. Okay? So basically, what causes burnout is the conflict between expectation and reality. So the easiest way to do that is we try to manage how we make our expectation. Okay? Now, your story is probably a lot like that of Mr. Incredible. Okay? Si Mr. Incredible, as some of you might know him, he is a hero. Actually, family sila. They are a family of heroes. And then, once the hero, his rosy world suddenly got swapped for a colorless cubicle. So, when he decided to retire from being a superhero, uh, he suddenly he had suddenly woken up from a simple dream and found himself working for corporate machines who care about nothing except best ways to maximize profits. Parang naano na siya, napabayaan na niya ang kanyang sarili. As you can see in the illustration. Okay? Now, how do we prevent burnout in school? First, we take the warning signs seriously. Okay? First and foremost, recognizing the early signs of burnout and to anticipating things that cause it is the first step to freedom. Okay? We do not ignore them. Okay? It is much easier and more efficient to manage burnout when your mental faculties are not hampered by constant exhaustion or frustration. Pag sinabi ng ating katawan or ng ating isipan na pagod na or tama na, we don't take it for granted, okay? When we say, when our bodies say that we should stop, we should rest, then we do it, okay? We don't push it to the limits, okay? Unfortunately, some of the students does not acknowledge or take action on the warning signs kasi they feel that it is a sign of weakness daw, no? They like to exert more effort to have good grades or something like that. Now, this couldn't be further from the truth. Totoo naman talaga yun. By stepping in early, you've given yourself a chance to do better work than you'd ever be able to do under endless stress and fatigue. Preventive is always better than cure. Kaya nga sinasabi natin dito is how do we prevent? Okay, how do we prevent burnout? Because we can only do so much by preventing and managing it. Because ang burnout po, hindi na natin maiiwasan yan. Much like the stress and the anxiety that we are feeling right now. Okay, sige. We learn how to say no. Okay? Um, some of you, yeah, I understand that you are young, you are ambitious. You are often allergic to the word no. Kailangan pag may sinabing ganito, okay agad. Kahit hindi na kaya, go pa din. We accept any challenges or opportunity, no, that comes our way because we want to impress. No, we want to impress our peers and superiors by juggling all sorts of obligations. Kahit hindi na kaya patong-patong na ang ating extracurricular, di ba? Kinukuha pa rin natin na nasasacrifice ang kanyang quality ng ating performance. Okay? Remember, we can always learn to say no. And it's normal. We can always afford to say no. Okay? Taking on more work might give you the illusion of being productive and talented. But there are hidden costs. May mga hidden costs po ito na hindi kayo marunong mag-say ng no. You have lesser time to think, to reflect, to grow, and to learn. Now, if we don't draw the line, burnout is inevitable. Hindi na maiiwasan. Lagi ng kaakibat yan. Okay? So, we always learn to say no. Okay? Sleep and rest because your sanity depends on it. That's very true. Okay? Ang katawan po natin na hindi naman po ito robot, hindi po ito machine. Ang machine nga po nagpapahinga din. How much more po ang ating katawan? We really need to take a break from all the stress in life. Okay? Kailangan din po natin magpahinga so that we can recharge and we can reflect on what we are going to do the next day. Okay? Remember po, no, very important po ang sleep because Sabi nga dito, your sanity depends on it. Now, the benefit of a good night's sleep is not only limited to improve concentration. Remember, mas okay ang sleep, mas okay ang focus and concentration and problem solving, which will help students to succeed in exams. It will also boost your immune system. Remember, pagka inalagaan natin ang ating pangangatawan by resting and sleeping properly, it will boost our immune system. And in return, lesser ang illness na ating mapagdadaanan. It can also improve your mood, okay, and attitude. So, sleep and rest is very important. Okay? Now, to most students, ito nauuso na kasi, yung kape, caffeine seems like an obvious solution for staying awake during exams. But try not to let caffeine consumption get too out of hand. Okay? Very, ano po ito, usong-uso po ito sa mga students and sa mga working adults, no? Although sometimes parang nakakatanggal din ng stress ang coffee, but too much of everything is not really good, okay? It will prevent you from falling asleep at night, and it could make you feel more jittery and anxious than you already are about exams. Okay, yung kape po kasi, okay, maganda ang kanyang naidudulot dahil they keep us active. But when it's time for us to sleep, lalo kapag hindi ka sanay na nagkakape ka, it will prevent you from resting. So, we take it moderately lang, all right? It's also important that we create a routine. No? Ang routine naman po kasi very important yan because a daily schedule will help you to prioritize yung mga kailangan yung gawin and keep your body clock in rhythm. Okay? There is a time for sleep, a time for work, a time for play. Okay? Which in turn will help you to fall asleep at night. Now, in your schedule, you can make some time for winding down. Okay? We deserve some rest and sleep din naman. Okay? This can include having a soothing cup of herbal tea, yan, or anything that can make you fall asleep easier. Okay? Isang tip lang din na if you want to sleep earlier, you do away with the gadgets kasi number one talaga yan ang mga gadgets na pangpapuyat po sa atin. Okay? So we don't bite off more than we can chew. Kasi ang kalalabasan nito is mabubulunan po tayo. Okay? When I was a student, I thought it was always better to have too much work to do, no, than not enough. Pagka marami yung ginagawa, mas feeling ko productive ako, mas feeling ko magaling ako. Now, truthfully though, you need to find a balance. Okay? You need to find a balance in juggling your life and your school activities, no? A good rule to follow is this: be willing to challenge yourself. Okay, we do not procrastinate. We do not settle for mediocrity, or we do not settle for tama na to, hindi ko lang gagalingan, eto lang to kasi sabi ni Ma'am Jody, we always learn to say no. No, it's always it's okay to challenge also ourselves, no? Ako minsan, for me to accomplish something within a time frame, I tend to dapat after 30 minutes tapos ko na ito. Parang challenge ko yung sarili ko to do the things that way ahead of time. On my benefit din yun, ano? So, maybe you can do that also, but think very carefully before committing to long-term obligations that will stretch your resources thin. Remember that you have limitations, okay? May mga limitations lang din tayo, and surpassing them for too long can have consequences. Okay, now this lesson about moderation is especially important when it comes to determining your choosing your strand, choosing your course, kung ano ba yung gusto nyo sa buhay, no? Considering that it's a primary cause of student burnout, okay? So, isipin natin, kapag ka meron ba tayong pinasok, kakayanin ba natin? Diba? So, don't bite off more than you can chew. Hinay-hinay lang. No, it's okay to ask for help, no? Wala naman mawawala sa atin kapag kahihingi tayo ng tulong, okay? much as we challenge ourselves, it's also healthy if we ask for help, okay? Education in adulthood can often feel like a solitary pursuit. There's always something being added to the already heavy load on your shoulders. Hindi mo pa nga natatapos yung isa, meron na namang nakapatong naman sa inyo na another responsibility. I know that you can relate to this, okay? But you don't have to go through it alone, okay? If you are in college or you are in high school, there's almost certainly a resource on your school whose job is to help you cope with the symptoms and causes of burnout. Andito kami mga professionals. You have your advisors, you have your subject instructor or teachers, you have us, your guidance counselors, to help you cope with the symptoms and causes of burnout. Now, if you're not comfortable enough talking to a professional about stress related issues, sometimes a good venting session, no? We can have this venting session with a trusted friend or family member that can help you clear your mind, no? And figure out a plan to reverse the burnout cycle. Kasi ang ginagawa talaga natin, importante na we look for the trusted person na, makikinig lang din sa atin. Pagka tayo, di ba, may problema, sometimes we don't usually seek for solution. We just seek for someone who would listen to us, would understand us, okay? Now, you'd be surprised about how many people feel or have felt the same way. Remember, hindi ka lang nag-iisa na dumadaan sa ganitong sitwasyon. Okay? So, you can start a dialogue with a friend, with a trusted adult, or a professional, and it can be mutually beneficial. Okay? Now, make time for enjoyable activities. Okay? We always make time for enjoyable activities kasi we deserve it. Okay? We can afford to do enjoyable activities. Now, not just on the weekend, okay? At the end, in every day that you do, in every day that you wake up, make sure that you find a spare time to do the things that you love, okay? And not just on the weekend. Sprinkle your calendar with things that you love to do throughout the week, okay? Simple lang na paglalakad somewhere, of course, following the strict health protocols. Simple paglalakad sa park or sa pier, just to make, mag-a-unwind lang kayo, to grab some fresh air, na hindi naman tayo pinagbabawalan. Basta lang, masusunod lang po tayo sa strict health protocols, okay? Once you start to do this, you'll feel uh, you'll start to feel more motivated to start your day again, okay? We always look for that reason, for that purpose on why we are still alive, on why we still need to push on through the day, okay? Kasi yun po ang magmo-motivate sa atin na bumangon at kumilo. Sabi nga, di ba, sa Nescafe, para kanino ka bumabangon, okay? Now, it's important also that we get plenty of physical, okay? Not just mental, but physical exercise. Now, we try to exercise, at least 3 times a week siguro. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na we need to go to a gym or, mag-Zumba, may Zumba friends. Also, it's good, no? Kasi syempre, part of part of socializing skills din yan. But if hindi available yung gym or yung Zumba, we can always be creative, no? Just walk or can just help around the house. Naging ka na, naka-exercise ka na, nakatulong ka pa, di ba? So, we always stay hydrated, okay? You know that our body's composition is 75% water. So, importante po yun na we stay hydrated and we eat healthy. Hindi instant. Kasi lahat ng karamihan na kumakain ng instant ay nai-instant din ho ang buhay. Now, to keep your mind and body active and healthy, okay? Hindi lang po yung mind natin ang pinapalakas natin o pinapalusog natin. Of course, ang katawan din ho natin. We need to keep it active and healthy. Okay, now make time for social activities. Now, not only do friends and family provide you with a positive support system, sana nga ganun lagi, no? But time spent in fun social environments will make you happier and give your mind a break. Kailangan din natin pinagpapahinga yung ating sarili. Pinagpapahinga rin muna natin ang ating isip. Okay? Sa dinami-dami ng ating gagawin, ng mga modules, ng mga essays na kailangan isulat, ng mga self-assessment tools na kailangan sagutan. It's always healthy that we find time to involve ourselves sa mga social activities din. Okay? Of course, limited lang po dapat ang ating face-to-face. What I'm trying to say here is that pwede naman kayo mag-join sa mga activities ng local government, like yung just recently yung sa fun bike, yung mga bikers natin, di ba? So nag-meet and greet sila doon sa Kier, and then they traversed certain areas in Sorsogon City. They made friends. So something like that siguro, even sa social media, pwede rin ho ito. Okay? Now we develop good relationships with teachers, with our families, and also with our classmates. Mas maganda to kaysa sa marami kang kagalit. Kasi pagka marami kang kagalit, mas sumiliit ang mundo mo. Sino ba naman ang gusto na maliit ang mundo, di ba? Now this will make it so that you don't feel like going to class or study hall is a chore. Para hindi nyo naman ma-feel na yung ginagawa nyo everyday is a punishment to you. Parang this will help you get more inspired, no? Na ginagawa ko to maliban sa para sa sarili ko, ginagawa ko ito para sa pamilya ko, ginagawa ko ito para sa teachers ko, and para sa mga kasamahan ko. Yun. We develop good relationships, okay? Mas i-value natin ang relationships, okay, na we have with our peers, our acquaintances, mga school staff, yan, para mas madali ang buhay para sa atin. Okay? Now, we set reasonable goals. When we say reasonable, it can be attainable, okay? And stick to them. When we set goals, we stick to them. Hindi yung paggagawa lang mo tayo ng New Year's resolution hanggang notes lang. Okay? Parang siya, checklist natin siya for the whole year na may time frame. How do we set our goals? Diba sabi nila yung sa SMART, it should be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound, okay? Use a calendar and daily reminders to stay motivated to achieve deadlines. Ako, I always have with me my, yung parang bulletin, may stick notes lang na doon ko nilalagay yung aking mga daily reminders and deadlines para nare-remind ako syempre and mo-motivate din. Yun. You can always do that. Also, we avoid procrastination. When we begin procrastinating, it's the beginning of the end. You get what I mean? Na kapag ka nagsimula tayo ng mamaya na habit, okay? Simula na ito ng katapusan. Okay, when you are feeling stressed, putting off assignments and project is tempting, no? Pag stressed ako, so mamaya na. Although it's okay lang din naman, but make sure that you go back to it, okay? Ultimately, this will lead to sleep deprivation, frustration, and end in more stress. Kasi syempre, nagpapatong-patong na yan as time goes by. So, pag nagpapatong-patong na yan, because we procrastinate, mas malaki ang chances na we experience severe burnout and chronic stress. Okay. We should always get better at time management, okay? Sabi nga sa old saying, time is the only element that we can manage and that we cannot lose to. We cannot afford to lose, okay? Now, this is a key factor in making sure that you stay on track Hindi ka po tumataliwas. Okay? We stay on track with deadlines. We avoid procrastination, okay? And end up with a more positive relationship with your studies. You know, ang studies naman natin, sasabihin natin, may mga subjects naman kasi, ma'am, na we feel that hindi naman siya relevant. But it's the system, okay? So might as well we get along with it. Kasi kasama siya doon sa system, sa curriculum na ating pinasok. So, we should be better at doing time management. We prioritize the things, we set schedule, we set routines, okay? Turning something into a habit and into a behavior, it takes almost 60 days. No? Ano bang pinaka-basic na habit na pwede niyong gawin? When you wake up, try to fix the bed. Okay? You try to do it for 60 straight days, it becomes a habit. Much more doon sa mga bagay na gusto nating maging good habits natin. We try to do it for 60 straight days, and time will come, hindi na tayo mahihirapan na gawin yun because it eventually became our habit and part of our behavior. Now, it's always normal to take a step back. Okay? Oops, ganun. Okay? We try to look at your school situation as a whole. Ask yourself, have you chosen the correct field, the correct school, or the correct program? Is there another direction you need to take to make this better align with your career path or interest? Meron pa bang ibang options that you could consider? No? Kasi kapag ka medyo parang ano na siya, parang suffocating na masyado, we try to step back and we try to reassess yung pinasok ba natin, a fit ba talaga para sa atin? 'Di ba? Kasi hindi ka naman pwede mag-assess sa una pa lang. We try to assess when we have experienced it. Tama ba yung course or yung strand na aking pinasok? Tama ba yung school na napuntahan ko? Tama ba yung program na aking tinake up? Ganon, okay? And you try to discover also your options. Now, this is one of the most important thing, okay, to prevent burnout in school. It's the work and life balance or the study and life balance. Now, it is just as important for students as it is for workers, no? Basically, kasi yung discussion ko is not just geared for the students. It is also for the employees. Now, we set up your schedule for equal parts, school, and fun or social activities. Hati-hatiin natin na maayos. We prioritize, we schedule, okay? And don't forget to make time for just you, okay? Dapat may me time din. What is it that you really love? You set time to do it, okay? Is it yung meron ba kayong mga routine na ginagawa? Self-care routine? No, huwag nyo aalisin yan sa inyong calendar or sa inyong daily activities. Okay? Very important po kasi na magkakaroon po tayo ng balance sa buhay. No? We try to neutralize the things in us para hindi masyadong maalat, hindi rin masyadong matamis. Okay? Tamang-tama lang ang timpla. Okay. Now, sabi dito, burnout is isolating and make us feel weak, okay? We try to power through and just work stuff out, no? Or to get over it, okay? Now, burnout will never go away on its own, I tell you that. We're quick to dismiss mental disorders and feelings because they are not immediately visible, no? Like a broken leg might be. Hindi siya nakikita kasi pwede siyang i-disguise, no? But ignoring them can be just as painful. When we try to suppress this kind of emotion, it will be just as painful, okay? So the more you ignore burnout, the greater the risk in the future. Siyempre, pag mas iniipon natin, mas malaki ang pag sumabo, di ba? You don't have to get better in a day. Hindi naman sinabi na in one day, you'll snap out of it and then you're okay. Hindi naman po ganun. Healing from burnout requires rehabilitating your soul. Whether or not you believe in such a thing, give yourself the time and space you deserve. Okay? Because we always deserve these things naman. Um, we have here the things on how to recover from burnout. Kasi syempre, yung unang discuss natin is how do we prevent from burnout. Ito naman is how do we recover from burnout. Okay, if we have experienced it, how do we get out from it? Okay, we seek help most importantly. Okay, you may need the help of a professional. Speak to a guidance counselor like us. We also have Ma'am Queenie May Balaoro or another mental health counselor. We try to erase that stigma na pag nag-consult ka sa psychologist or psychiatrist is uh, ano ka na kaagad, you are a crazy person, no? You may also talk to other professionals to help you overcome school burnout. Or yan, yung families ninyo, you may also enlist the help of your friends, family, and teachers. And of course, we do not forget to seek the help of uh, of the one from above. No, not it's very helpful that we pray and we strengthen our spiritual life then. Okay, kasi ang ating personality is hindi complete. It is not whole without the spiritual side. So it's very important that we do not neglect our spiritual life. It does not merely it does not necessarily mean that you go to church every day or every Sunday. It's your personal connection with God that will help you eventually give you the wisdom on how to recover from it. Okay, from the things that you are experiencing right now. And eventually they will give you the strength. Okay, just open up yourself to seek help. Okay po, especially sa mga lalaki kasi usually ang tendency ng lalaki they have to maintain this masculinity. Na kapag ka kami lalaki, hindi kami pwedeng humingi ng tulong. Kasi pag humingi kami ng tulong, mahina ang tingin sa amin. No. No, that's a very wrong connotation. Maling-mali po 'yan. Everyone deserves help. Okay? And anyone can give help. Okay? Next is we recognize the symptoms. Now, if you're able to recognize and to acknowledge the symptoms, uh, you are now you are now taking the first steps in recovering from burnout. Okay, we don't ignore our body and our mind. Now, if you know that you have the symptoms, it's time to make the changes. You will decide on it. Okay, if what you're going to do with it and how committed are you. Okay. Now, third is we don't ignore, okay? Academic burnout will only get worse if you just keep pushing yourself to forward and don't get help. Kasi mamaya niyan, mapansin ninyo na kayo pala is nasa edge na. And then, pag nasa edge na kayo, nahulog na kayo. Wala nang makakapag-save sa inyo. So, really, prevention is better than cure, okay? Uh, we just give ourselves a break, no? It's okay to push ourselves, but we always give ourselves a break din naman because we deserve it. Of course, we manage stress, okay? Um, yung stress naman kasi and anxiety that we're feeling is always there. No, as long as there are problems, yung may mga circumstances na beyond our control, there will always be the presence of stress and anxiety. Now, what we can do is hindi naman siguro ma-eradicate, but to manage it siguro. We manage ourselves on how we respond to these situations. Manage your stress levels and make big changes to reverse the burnout. Okay? Nire-reverse natin yan. We set aside time for yourself to decompress and reduce stress. Sometimes kasi hindi ang pag manage mo ng stress hindi naman ibig sabihin pagka nag-respond ka wala na kaagad. Sometimes reducing it gradually is more helpful, okay? Now we make important changes. We practice mindful breathing, okay? Ako po ang tinuturo ko sa aking clients is yung box breathing, yung 4 seconds inhale. You can try it. 4 seconds inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 4 seconds hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 seconds exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. and 4 seconds, hold again, and then you repeat it again and again until you feel more calm. Okay? Of course, mindful eating din and mindful socializing. We can also try mediation breaks throughout the day as well. Power nap din, no, pag may time. Rearrange your schedule for a better work-life balance. Okay? Now, academic burnout is a very real condition that is possible to self-treat by taking the right measures. Okay? Whatever is most appropriate para sa inyo. Now, you try to take a step back and look at everything in your life, in your academic work that might be contributing to your academic burnout and make the necessary changes. First, we recognize it, okay? We recognize that there is a problem. We accept it, okay? Second. And third is, uh, we plan to do something about it. And fourth, most importantly, is we act on it. Kasi kahit anong plano natin, kung wala tayong ginagawa about it, wala din mangyayari. Okay? Of course, you don't need to feel shy to ask the help of your friends, your teachers, your family and peers to get you out of your hollow. Kasi we always needed that someone or some people to get us out of the hollow that we're into. And always seek professional help, no? If you feel that you can't kick the burnout on your own. Okay, so I hope that this discussion was able to help you identify the signs of burnout, academic burnout, and also help you realize the importance of prevention, preventing yourself from experiencing burnout, and of course, on how to recover from burnout. So next time that you feel this kind of feeling, there is always someone who is always willing to listen to you. You just approach them, just reach out, and don't be shy to uh, to express to them. Okay, so I hope I was able to help you guys. Thank you and good day.